YouTube. I'm like looking at something right now, so give me 2 seconds. All right, yay! Okay, how many of you guys have enjoyed this week? Oh my gosh, my computer's going crazy now. How many of you guys have been enjoying this week so far? Go in the comment section and say me. Seriously, what has been the aha that you have seen this week because we stayed in proximity and stayed close? What's the aha? What's the aha? What's the aha that you've been experiencing this week? Oh, so good. Okay, you guys, as we're getting started today, I want to show you how to get your mind to actually be obedient to you. I'm going to show you who's excited about that. How many of you guys would like to get a control over your mind? You'd like to see your mind be obedient to you versus you listening to that crazy thoughts that take you away or take away. Who has sleep problems? Put sleep in the comment section. And I mean sleep problems like because you're being kept up, not because you're excited about something shifting in your life. Who has sleep problems? Okay, lots of you guys. Okay, so FYI, I left a URL up, joinmentormelive.com, just so you guys, if you haven't been a part of our week, it's totally okay. Today I'm going to talk about a very specific topic, but if there's something in your spirit that jumps where you're like, I really want to grow my business with Heartcore and Shanda and the community here, we have a flash sale going on right now. It's $13 a day for 6 months. $13 a day for 6 months if you go to joinmentormelive.com. So don't go there right now. Stay with me because I want to give the training today and I want to finish this week off. That's just staying up on the screen in case you have this like aha moment. You guys know what I'm saying? Who ended up jumping into Mentor Me Live? Put MML. Put MML in the comment section. If you ended up jumping into Mentor Me Live, put MML in the comment section. So good. Look at all these people. So good. Put MML in the comment section if you jumped in. So good. Continuing with MML. So good. Already in MML. So good, you guys. Yes, $13 a day. So I'm going to get onto the training today, but I'm going to pull my flip chart over in just a second. I want to take you into your mind for a second. And I want you to think about what area of your life do you not have control over? Because everything we think, like our thoughts are connected to our actions. Another thing is your feelings are controlled by your thoughts. Do you get that? Your feelings are controlled by your thoughts. My feelings are controlled by my thoughts. And if our thoughts are out of control, then my feelings will be out of control. I couldn't make any progress in growing a business until I realized that I had to control the temper tantrum that I used to have behind closed doors. Do you hear what I'm saying? So if you were to interview my husband and you were to talk to him, or interview our house manager, Leah, and talk to her, you would get a very similar answer. And that is, very rarely can they tell when I'm stressed. Very rarely. My husband can tell, but very, very rarely can they tell when I'm stressed, because my mind, I've got control over. Not 100%. There's many areas, like in my marriage, sometimes I'll think my husband needs to change. Who's like that? Who you guys, come on guys, don't. It's really sucks when you leave me out here when I'm being vulnerable. So if you want me to keep being real on the front of the platform, then come with me, okay? How many of you guys think your kids need to change? That's a big one, right? Like, truthfully, don't be like, oh, I'm the best parent in the world. I never think there's anything ever that my child needs to change, right? So how many of you guys think your kid needs to change? Yes, put kid in the comment section. How many of you guys, that's a big one, isn't it? How many of you guys feel like you need to change some things? Put me in the comment section. Put me in the comment section. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull this aside. Give me a second. What I love about realness is I can step off the screen and just be in my home studio and become Vanna White for you. Okay, so if you don't know who Vanna White is, it's because you're too young. Okay, so so here's what I want you to think about right now. Your thoughts control your feelings. Now, if people buy, because we're talking about growing wealth, correct? If people buy from you based on their feelings, if you're selling anything, you're selling feelings, not a product. This is a big mistake people make. I swear I could probably say this every single day on social media in our client bases. And I'll ask somebody, I'll say, hey, Noelle, tell me about your business. You'll say, I have a 6-week this, that, other. I have a weight loss program that, that we help you with nutrition. Yeah, no kidding. Just like every other nutrition person, like everybody talks about the product, but the product is not what you need to talk about. You need to talk about your feelings or their feelings. And especially the feelings that they're going to feel when they're successful with you. Okay, so everybody needs to star that and write a little note for yourself that today I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to give you homework. I know homework in my world creates freedom. Okay, so the homework I'm going to recommend you all do today is to practice having a conversation with someone about the feelings they're going to feel when they hit a level of success in the field that you've chosen to dominate. Yes, I'm using the word dominate. Okay, because there's no more kind of, well, I'm not ready for that. I'm not sure if I really want to do this yet. That's all feelings of inadequacy. And those feelings of inadequacy mirror themselves as logic and reason. And as long as you hang out in logic and reason, you're in big trouble. Because that's a great place to refine and perfect things. So who are my analyzers? Put an A in the comment section. Who are my analyzers? Put an A in the comment section. Okay, Tracy, Susie, Kat, Deborah, TC, Susan, Ursula. Okay, so here, Alan, you need to hear me. Every analyzer, you need to hear me, really important. You don't get to bring out your analyzer until you've already completed something. You need to go back and look at what worked, what didn't work, and how do you make it better. Analyzing is great for making better. It is not great for growth because it's the opposite of speed. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is. And you could be smarter than me, analyzers, some of you guys, PhD, whatever, and I will out-wealth you all day long. I will out-wealth you all day long because I'm right on this one. This is the one I'm right on. And I got to get that through your head, analyzers, because you like to be right. Okay, so hear what I'm saying. Your skill is amazing for looking at a campaign or looking at something and look at what is the problem. And you will be able to spot it right away. The problem is that nobody has money right now. The problem is that everybody's depressed right now. The problem is that people are distracted. You will find the negative problem. You have been gifted with that. The problem is focusing on negative will stop you. That is just the problem. In order to get a grip over our thoughts, we must flip to what is the positive. I can't spell positive. Okay. See, it's okay. You can be completely dyslexic and still make it. So you got to flip once you know what the problem is, you have to flip to the positive. So I always say, and you guys can write this down if this helps you. I would be afraid if I couldn't see how to get through something. And the reason why I haven't gotten stuck there yet is because I always know to every dark moment there's a light. And because I don't look at a problem or a negative thought, or like I don't look at like whatever the negative thing is that's breaking down in your life right now, whatever it is, it's not a problem that needs to stay there. There's a flip to this. So there's a refinement. Like the only way you could refine is to flip to the solution. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to this. Leave that here for a second. So I want you to ask yourself, where are you giving up your free will? In other words, where do you have a low standard for yourself? Is it in your career? Is it in your money? Is it in your relationship? Is it in your nutrition? Is it in, do you get what I'm saying? Where is it? Is it in your spiritual life? Is it in your family? Maybe you've always wanted to have this great connected family, but really, if I look at your calendar, there's nothing calendared on your calendar to pour into your family. Okay, so if you caught that, that's a big aha. Because what happens is we get so fixated with the negative and analyzing it, even if we're not an analyzer, because it feels really good to keep talking about something, because it gives you something to have a problem with. It actually brings a level of importance. Okay, the problem is that with that staying there, it becomes a real problem where you actually don't create any sort of forward momentum. You don't actually create wealth. So because I'm the girl who helps people build businesses. I'm the girl that helps people create cash flow. In fact, in our Meant to Be Live program on our November 17th and 18th mastermind in Tampa, Florida, the whole thing's on cash flow. What do you think I'm going to be looking for in that mastermind? Go in the comment section, ask and put it in. What do you think I'm going to be looking for in that mastermind with our Meant to Be Live clients that attend? What do you think I'm going to be looking for? Go in the comment section. Patterns and problems, 100%. 100%. The first two people that answered nailed it. It's patterns and problems. Speed is what comes afterwards. Speed doesn't come until somebody sees a new vision. So I'm going to ask yourself, what is the story that you've been playing? Now I'm going to give you a story to this. My son yesterday, there was a pressure moment. He went to Run Club. After Run Club, we have karate. It's a quick handoff. Run Club happens. Wow, somebody doesn't want me to teach you this. Run Club happens. And then after Run Club happens, karate happens. And there's this little moment of pressure time. You gotta move. That moment where you gotta get your kids out the door, that moment that you're gonna be late for an event, that moment that you need to get to the gym, that moment that you're about to miss spin class, that moment that your mastermind's about to start and you're still sleeping in bed, that moment, right? And that moment, if not managed correctly, can truly cause, I'm gonna just let this go, can truly cause a lot of challenges. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way because otherwise, give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay. So Zach is my son. He comes home from run class, run group, and he's afraid to. The house we rented in Puerto Rico is really, really tall. Like there's lots of layers to it. 7,500 square feet. It's like goes forever, right? And so on the top floor is the master bedroom. He had to go up there to get his karate gear. That's where it was. And he did not want to go up there. So he, like I'm talking, he pulled out everything out of his hat. He said, hey, you guys, my karate gear is not in here. Can somebody come up and look? Like, and he's standing halfway up the stairs. Like he never went in there. Like he was doing everything he could to bait and switch us to come up. And we were not buying what he was selling. We were encouraged to have him go up there and face his fears, face his feelings, right? Think about your feelings for something that you've lost your power in. He wanted us to dilute his feelings. He wanted to get more comfortable by bringing us along to figure out how to put his clothes on for karate. Now, I will tell you, it was a very frustrating moment. I mean, I was like, I wanted to take his iPad away. I wanted to do everything to force him, because I'm a controller, to force him to go do it. And my husband, who is an analyzer, stopped and said, I'm going to spot the problem, which he's afraid to go in the room. Where are you afraid to stop hitting snooze on your life? Think about that. Write it down. Don't just like listen passively. A passive mind creates space for the devil, right? It has to be filled. Every part of your bucket has to be filled. Okay, so don't be passively listening to me right now. I want you to write. So Ash went in and he analyzed the problem, which was his fear of going up there by himself, and he coached him. And I'm thinking, time's up, karate's starting. So the pressure's getting harder and harder, and he's about to miss karate. He's got 6 minutes left when the kid ran into the room, handled his stuff, got dressed, and got to karate, okay? So I share all this with you because here's what Zach kept saying. Guys, every time I walk in the room, I see the visuals of that video I watched where there was essentially a boogeyman. It's a different character today. It's not the boogeyman. It's like crazy cat or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like the man in the mirror. Like it's like crazy shit that they see out there in the world on YouTube. We've now taken YouTube off his computer completely, right? And so some of you parents might think that's crazy, but I want to watch what visuals go in my son's mind. Okay, like it's really important to me. If he's afraid to go upstairs to a bedroom, that's not normal. Because what that looks like as an adult is I won't do cold calls. I won't do Facebook Lives. I won't go onto a new social platform because I'm not good at technology. That's what it looks like. It looks like a secure stance on I don't have enough or know enough. And so I must stay here. And realistically, I have no money. And realistically, I'm not good at technology. And realistically, I'm not an internet marketer. And realistically, I can't speak on stages. And realistically, I'm not like her or him who's gifted to do this or that. And realistically, this is my life. And Zach kept saying he was replaying the visuals. And because he was replaying the visuals, it took everything we had, patience, love, willingness to be late for karate. The karate sensei is not easy to be late for. We would all be reprimanded. We'd all have push-ups, right? No kidding. My son can do 140 or 110 push-ups at 7. 110 push-ups at 7 because of the karate instructor. So once we got control over Zach's mind, he was able to go in and handle it. So I share this with you right now because your mind is either causing you to be wealthy or it's causing you to hold back. Which one is it? Wealth or hold back, wealth or hold back, wealth or hold back, wealth or hold back, okay? Right? Hold back. It's so good that you guys are being honest about it because there's nothing worse than somebody who's pompous, who pretends like they're rocking it and they're not, right? And so number one is look for where your mind has gone inactive or passive. And you already know what it is. Okay, the more you give up activity in an area, the more you get what's called, the Bible calls it a stronghold. Maybe New Age would say, that you've got, I'm trying to think, I don't even think New Age even calls it anything. I studied New Age for a long time. But my point is like, they might call it your ego or like, I'm trying to give you like all the different aspects so you can just see it. Right. And so when you look at that area of your life that you actually believe you're not good at, it's actually untrue. This is why identity and success, people call it confidence. They say, oh, somebody's just so confident in that area. No. They gave up the inaction, which means that they had to manage the mind first. Okay, so I want you to know something. There is none of you that are not good at making money. None of you. None of you, because if I sat with any of you and asked you what the problem is, you all know what the problem is. Am I right? Yes or no? You all know what the problem is. Yes or no? Just go in the chat. Do you know what the block is between you and making more money? You and helping more people. Some of you guys can't even get to helping more people yet because you're so focused on not making any money. And some of you guys are making good money, but you're so focused on automating the entire company or business so that you don't have to work anymore. How self-centered is that? With love. With love. I mean that with love. Every time we go back into a self-centered, we give up some of our power because our prosperity and power is connected in helping each other. So you show me somebody who's depressed, I'll show you somebody that's in isolation. You show me somebody who's not making money, I'll show you somebody who's wasting time in a day being busy but not being productive. You show me somebody who wants to be famous, and almost always, I'll see them work their entire life away. I'll see them work their entire life away. Because the whole game of freedom comes down to how much value do you want to create in somebody else's life? And are you driven for other people or are you driven for yourself? You can't even be driven for other people. You can't even get to that circle until you can handle your mind in your own circle. So today's training is about you getting your mind to obey you. And the first thing that you've already done, if you've been listening, you've already identified the area that you gave away your free will. See, when you sit there and you say, I'm going to get, do you guys mind if I get a little kind of spiritual on you for a second? because it's so esoteric, right? Like when you think about like, why do I know what I should do and I can't do it? That's leadership, by the way. Put the word leader. That's leadership. When you know what you should do and you don't do it, you have a leadership problem. Okay. So we were talking about this inside of our company earlier on today. You can get that moment where you go to a seminar or you're in this, like all week I've been talking about wealth. How amazing has it been, you guys? Put amazing if the trainings have been amazing this week, right? Put amazing if you think the trainings have been amazing this week. Truly, if you think they suck, then put suck. I'm good with that. I can take the feedback. If you think they suck, put suck. If they were amazing though, put the word amazing in the comment section. So now, but today we're done, right? Like today we're going to be done. Today I'm handling all the disbelief that you have in your life, which stops you from taking action at the highest level possible in your business. Because when you know you hit snooze on that, on whatever area of your life, oh, I got in a fight with my spouse again. Not that you never get in a fight with them, but it means that you're probably critiquing. Critical thinking, being critical. They're both a state of mind. Gossip, which I have had a major problem with in my life. It's like a major thing that I've had to work on because of judgment on other people gossiping. Okay, so why would I be willing to say that to you? Because there's just nothing that is in your way that can't be movable. There's just nothing. And if you keep telling yourself that you're bad in these areas, you're going to keep being bad in these areas. So I'm going to tell you 3 things. Visuals. What's the story you keep saying? What's the story you keep playing like my son did about the man in the mirror? What is that for you? I want you to actually do work with me right now. Think about, so for me, if I'm thinking about working out, I'll actually run a feeling of, like effort, like that's going to be so much effort. Like I can feel it. Can you guys feel that with me? Like if I go to the gym and work out, it's going to be a lot of effort. And that effort, that feeling of effort, I don't even see it, I feel it. Anybody have that? Do you feel, see, or speak? Do you feel, see, or speak? Where do you get caught? Feel, see, or speak? Go in the comment section. Feel, see, or speak. What is the thing that happens for you? Okay, so many of you guys feeling, notice that. Feeling and seeing. If you're feeling and seeing, the seeing means that you've got really good visionary. But all of us were born to be a visionary. I know this is so contradicting because people have told us that we're not that. But the truth is that when you were born, you were given domain over your life, which means that you have free will to create what you want to create. And so the things that you are interested in, other people like to tell you that you shouldn't work that hard or you shouldn't be interested in that. I have a cousin who I love who kept telling her son, who by the way still lives with her in his late 20s, that he shouldn't work so hard. Like, I'm not kidding you. She didn't do it on purpose. She was actually trying to keep the family together, but she kept telling him, you shouldn't work so hard. Like your drive is like too much. And now her daughter is out flying her wings, and the son is living at home in his 20s. And I'm sitting there going, you need to kick him out. You can be there to support him when he can't make it to come back, but let him stay for 30 days. He's got to get back out. Why? You got to teach him how to fly. Because as long as we think we can't do something and we stay in our comfort, we don't go there. Do you know every dream you have is so past where you are right now? You don't know how to get there. You only know what's blocking you. And if you can keep changing your relationship with whatever's blocking you and keep walking through it, you will do great. Now I'm going to share something with you. I can't say this person's name, but I have a past client that constantly comes back. She comes back and she puts a little like an olive branch out there. And I believe in this woman so much, but it's so easy for me to see that she keeps choosing comfort because she's fine. But yet when we get a level of responsibility that when we were born to help each other, you start to think through a different lens. So I'm going to give you step 2. You already know what's blocking you. Here's step 2. If you play all out, who in your life will be better because they know you? Who in your life will be better because they know you? If you're a parent, you probably give great advice to your kids. But let me tell you something. If you're not playing at the highest level possible, if you are not being coached or mentored, you are kidding yourself. And I say that to my mentors. I will not take advice long-term from anybody who's not being mentored. Why? Because even though they might be smart or even smarter than us, they have lost their edge. See, there's people out there, you know who they are. They're creators, and they always, when they go out there and work, they always create what it is that they say. And they're actually pretty boisterous about it, right? They share their wins because it makes them feel good, but they're not choosing the coach to work them out in the area they've given up their free will in, because that feels hard. And they're not sure if they want to take on that hard anymore because they are out of momentum. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Yes or no? Can you hear me? Okay, so here's the secret that I've found. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. I am human just like you. So I am flawed just like you. I just don't make myself wrong for it. And I also don't let anybody else make me wrong for it. I am 100% okay with the identity of growth. I am okay with the identity of making mistakes. I'm okay with that because I know that I never stop. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Yes? I know that I never stop. If you're on my Instagram, you'll see a story that I put up about women not stopping. Guys, the same message could stand for you as well, right? So the first thing that you need to do is where's the block? But then you need to ask yourself, who in your inner circle will be better because you got mentored, you got coached, you got whatever it is to go that next level. You handled that block. Who, does anybody know who it is? So my son for sure. Like if you got little kids or older kids, they will show you most of their challenges in life, they're yours, are they not? The areas that you don't like about them, or you think they should talk different, show up different, be more motivated, if you're really honest, they're the areas you gave up your free will in, right? If you don't know about generational curses, you should look them up, but you literally pass it down. There's a epigenetic study that shows rats, and they put these female rats in a cage, and every time they injected the smell of flower blossom, they would shock them. I know it sounds horrible, but they would shock them. And the female rats started to freak out, right? Like they started to freak out about every time they smelt that smell, they would panic. They would go into anxiety. What they did was they had those rats go and have babies, and every time they injected the smell of flower blossom, the babies would flip out, even though they'd never been shocked. That's called a generational curse. You pass your energy through, you pass your thoughts through, you pass your habits through, you pass it all through, and you can be over here telling them like the judge how they should live. And you guys, this could be your husband, this could be your wife, this could be your girlfriend, this could be your virtual assistant, this could be your coach. Do you know how many clients would love? It's a small percentage. But in this year, I've had 2 clients tell me that they want to be coached differently, and 1 client tell one of my other coaches that they want to be coached differently. Okay, so do you get what I'm saying? Like that is the critical mind doing that. Like this idea that you need to get all your needs met. It's an I-focused thing. I know I'm being really controversial right now, but if you want to figure out how to break through emotionally and financially, they go hand in hand. If you're an emotional wreck behind closed doors, or maybe you're not emotional wreck, maybe you're good, but you haven't opened your heart again, right? You've been hurt and you've been shocked, but you haven't opened your heart again. You're passing that on to your kids. You're passing that on to your friends. You're passing that on to people around you because you indoctrinate the atmosphere of the people that you spend your time with. So I'm gonna wrap on this. This is why who you spend your time with matters. because you become the thoughts and the feelings of the people that you spend your time with. You become the thoughts and the feelings of the people you spend your time with. And I'm going to go even further than this. This is not about you just getting. This is about you giving. It's about you looking at the atmosphere of people that you do spend your life with, and how are you contributing in a way to change the atmosphere. We're doing a 30-day positive thinking challenge inside of my house. That's what we're doing right now, right? I came up with the idea. There was a time in my life that I was like, why doesn't my husband come up with these ideas? But since I come up with those ideas, now my husband comes up with those ideas. Because what happens? You start to think similar. There's things that my husband has brought into our marriage and our atmosphere. And because I'm willing to be open, I have indoctrinated some of those thoughts and those feelings, because thoughts equal feelings. So if you can control your thoughts, you can control your feelings. You can unhook from an emotional trigger with people you love like that. Now let's flip that into business. You can unhook from not being good at by changing your thoughts. Where I'm going, where you're going, we've never been. We've never been to our next levels. And if you have been there, then you're playing too small. We have never been there, which means that we don't know. We're building it. And so if we're building it and we keep saying, well, I truly am not capable of that, like, no shit. Excuse my language, but no shit. But you're going to build it because you have free will. So you must look at the areas. If you want to amplify speed, and I get asked it all the time, Shanda, how do I grow my business faster? How do I, make more money? How do I impact more people? I want to help millions of people. Who wants to help millions of people? Put million in the comment section. I want to help millions of people, but yet your actions don't line up with that. And you know it. And then you condemn yourself for it or think you're not good enough, but that's not the problem. You have to get a control of the thoughts. And to get control over your thoughts is definitely a willpower and a God thing, but it is also a people thing of people that you spend your life with. So I will tell you this, I have people in our mastermind that will not mastermind with other people because they're always talking about the problem. That's an analyzer out of control. And if we're all honest, we can drop into that analytical state where we talk about the problem all the time. We right? Yes? It's very simple, my friends. If you want your mind to obey you, you need to 100% choose different thoughts. So here's how I do it. I know there's a way. I 100% know there's a way. I just did a coaching session with my private clients a couple days ago, and there was somebody that was running into a wall. And she had all the reasons why something wasn't working. And the truth is this is common for her. And so I said to her and her team, I said, by the way, she's a millionaire. She's amazing. She's one of my really good friends, but this is normal. If I was to give her feedback as my friend or as her coach, I would say, you are constantly talking about the problem, which means that she should probably be at 5 million because she actually outworks most people. How many of you guys are workers? Put worker in the comment section. Put worker. Who are my workers out there? Put worker. Okay, so she outworks most people. That's very much a Will Smith scenario. I would say she probably outworks me too. She's got that part dialed, right? She's accessing her free will there. She's got that part dialed. What she doesn't have control over is her thoughts in this area. And so I said, just for a couple minutes, it wasn't a couple minutes. I said, you know what, you're not allowed to talk about the problem anymore. State the problem so we know the thing we need to solve. Write that down. State the problem so we know the thing we need to solve. That's the target. If we can solve that target, which all of us can, because there's always a way, then that means this project's going to move forward. That means that we don't have to stay here for long. Now, if you don't put enough attention on it, I call it obsessed, because attention isn't a strong enough word. You guys in personal development, in new age work, Course in Miracles, laws of attraction, you guys say where attention goes, that whole saying, right? And you're right. The problem is attention isn't strong enough. You need to go to biblical. Biblical is about obsession. It's about obsession, because that was pulled out of the Bible. It's about obsession. You have to be obsessed with that target. And you need to flip to the saying, I know there's a way. There's a way through this. There's a refinement in this moment. Anything that's put in your life to take you down can be refined today. Who accepts that? Put me. Anything that was put in your life right now that was meant to hurt you, harm you, whether from other people, whatever, it can be refined right now because you have free will. Because you have free will. This is your planet. You get to say what happens in your life. You get to say how you think. And those thoughts 100% are controllable. And so the words, when you speak, you start to convince yourself that it's possible. So within maybe a minute to 2 minutes, my client flipped and saw the solution. See, because she's already a worker, her mind works fast. How many guys, your mind works fast, whether in worry or processing, your mind works fast. That's a blessing. That's called a gift. And you've practiced it, whether through worry or through solving problems or through solving other people's problems for so long that if you would just get control of your thoughts and just say the words, I know there's a way, you will figure it out. I know there's a way to figure out how to find more money. I know there is 50 ways to find the money. I know there's a way to get myself to have courage to make that call. I know there's a way to get myself to Tampa Mastermind for you guys that meant to be live, right? I know there's a way to get myself to the Tampa Mastermind. I know there's a way to figure out how to become a great salesperson. I know there's a way to get good at my presentations. I know there's a way to access 1,000 people before Christmas. I know there's a way to be able to make $30,000 or $20,000 in the next month. I know there's a way. If you just start saying that obsessively. See, I raise my tone on that. For some people, they hate it when I raise my tone like that. Because the idea of even playing that big scares them, because so many people have ripped the rug out from underneath their lives, and they're afraid to believe at that level. I'm going to tell you, you got to raise your atmosphere, and as you raise your atmosphere, things will come together. So when I'm going to ask you right now to declare, I want you to declare right now, who are you going to go help today? If you know the person's name, put their name in the comment section. If you're in business, I want you to think about maybe a past client or customer that you could call, or one that's working with you right now that if they stepped up a little bit more, maybe they booked a VIP day with you, maybe they committed to a year-long workout program with you, maybe they committed to a Bible study with you, maybe it's your husband, your wife. But if you're in business, I want you to think money. Okay, I want you to apply today's training because you're in a momentum and we're done today, right? I'll go live on Monday. Shandon Demands happen every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'll go live on Monday, but I'm done this week of showing you how could you really make 6 figures in a weekend when you don't make it in a year? How many of you guys are making 6 figures in a year could make $1 million in a weekend? We talked about it all week. I showed you how to fill events. I gave you a bonus yesterday to be able to learn how to speak from stages in a way that you could impact millions of lives if you chose to over the course of your life or the course of the months. I don't know. I don't know what's been put inside your gut. I don't know if you think you should be speaking in stadiums or you think you should be speaking in trauma rooms. I don't know. But I know you do. And as long as you keep saying, I'm not ready and I'm going to put things on the back burner, that is going to be your destiny. Because when you feel too young, you eventually feel too old. Everybody that feels too old, you felt too young at one point, right? And so you've got to break these thought patterns because you can do it. And I'm not trying to motivational talk you. I'm just trying to tell you that it really is this simple. It really is this simple, but who you hang out with matters. So there's a link that says joinmentormelive.com. See it below? Put yes or no in the comment section. The reason why it's there is because for some of you guys, many of you guys are meant to be live right now, but for some of you guys, you've been lone wolfing it for so long and wondering why things haven't been coming together. The benefits of being with a crew of people is that you think differently. The benefits about talking to somebody in this mastermind is that they're going to believe in you bigger. Am I right or am I right? Yes or no? The power to unhook from a negative household in the benefits of being in a community of people who are up to not feeling ashamed about making more money. that they're committed to making an overflow, like the Bible says, right? Like you should make so much money that you can be a blessing to others. See, some of you guys right there are making goals that are too small because it's still about you. It's still about you. That's why I asked you to look at where are you being blocked that you need to change your mind on, change your thoughts on, and stop pretending like that's too simple. Like, okay, there's many of us that make 8 figures, 9 figures in my circle. And the first thing we do is the first moment of advice is you got to change your thoughts on that. Because as long as you think that way, you're never going to do it. And then immediately when you change your thoughts, there's the solution. And then immediately after that, you feel incapable or insignificant or insecure, and you got to handle that thought. And the minute you get good at this, the minute you start to control your mind and your mind yields to you. And as your mind yields to you, speed comes. Do you guys all see how you could practice that right now? So the benefits of being in joinmentormelive.com, the link below, the benefits of that, and you guys can drop it in the chats if you are out there. But the benefit of that is that you have this type of coaching on steroids all the time, but it's not just me. I'll end on this. I have a client, past client, who's working with a current client who got the pocket coaching last night. If you're kind of in the training that we did all week, I sent out pocket coaching, and I sent out a pocket coaching of a client that didn't think she was ready. She didn't think she was ready. It's for all you guys who didn't hear the pocket coaching. And just this week, she shared this with me. She said, you know what, Shanda, I didn't think I was ready for your coaching. I wasn't far enough in my business. Disqualifying thoughts. And because of people around me in the community and my husband, she changed those thoughts, opened enough where now she's on year 2 and she did $1.7 million this year. I want to tell you that's not an income claim because I'm not allowed to do that. But I know people who took 10 years to make $1 million. I know people who are in business right now. Some of you guys are watching that you've been in business for 6 years, 3 years, and you haven't made $1 million. Yesterday, Suzanne, who was on, made $1 million in 3 years, and she had a full-time job. Right? And so some of you guys that are fighting for your time because you feel like I can't grow my business because I have a full-time job. No, you need to change that thought. Some of you guys who think you got a spouse that won't let you invest, $13 a day right now, and I will train you for 6 months how to never have a money problem again. Join mentormelive.com. $13 a day. I'll give you that flash sale for 6 months, but this is going away, and it's going away now, right? So here's what I want to share with you. I don't have a Flipboard, so unfortunately that fell down at the beginning of this training. But here's what I want to share with you. My husband started a series in Mentor Me Live. In Mentor Me Live, you get three coaching sessions a month with me. You get 6 with my husband in something called The Club. Right now, he just started a series where he's going to show you how many of you guys know that you need to get your activity up with working with people. Like if you could work with more people or have more people around you that you could make more money, yes or no? Do you get that? Like if you could access more people. So for the next 6 calls, he's focusing in Mentor Me Live only, how to raise your activity level. So that as you raise your activity level, here's what's happened. You start to practice handling those thoughts, making those offers, even if you don't know what the heck you're doing. You could always give people back their money. See how I changed my thought on that? So it's like, I don't know what to offer. What if I can't help them get that result? So give them back their money, but still follow the process all the way through. See how you have to be around this type of thinking, because the quicker you can unhook from insecurity or inferior thought processes, the quicker you can make money, because it's just not true that you're not good with money. It's also not true that you can't make a lot of it. I mean, if Sarah did 1.7 in a couple years of just being in the ecosystem, what could you do? I don't know, declare it in the comment section. What could you do if you spent a couple years with us and you were able to shift these thinking patterns quicker? What could you do? Declare it in the comment section. What type of income would you make? So by the way, she's going to go for 2 million. So 1.7 to 2 million, 8, 9, 10. That means she's got to make $300,000 in less than 2 months. Guess what? She knows how to do that. Or she could sit back and give up her free will and move into passive thinking and think, well, I've done pretty well. I've done better than I've ever done. Problem. The minute you put your business or your wealth creation on a diet plan, is the minute that you start putting in energy and then saying, I need a break, putting in energy and then say, I need a break. Some of you guys need to hear that right now. And whenever you exert yourself, you need to relax. You say thoughts like, or there's thoughts in your atmosphere of your mind in your household, maybe other people are speaking it, that say things like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm this, that there is a vocalization of hold back in your atmosphere if you're somebody who puts some in and then you need to take a break. So you say things like, I need balance. No, you don't. No, you don't. You need a calendar. And in your calendar, you need to place a lot of really fun things in it and a lot of big giving moments, which are called selling campaigns, where you're out there helping other people step up. And you know that you help them because people pay attention and they put their money towards the things that they care about. You get that? If I go look at your bank statements for the last 90 days, I'll tell you what you care about. If you care about lattes at Starbucks and great wine or great dinners or whatever, instead of $13 a day to your entrepreneurship training, then, and you want to build a business, then like Suzanne said yesterday, we have a faith problem. And when we have a faith problem, we don't change much. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Yes or no? So here's what I want to share with you. First of all, number one, write this down. Your thinking controls your feelings. Your thinking controls your feelings. Number two, sell feelings of success, not products. Sell feelings of success, not products. So every time you open your mouth to make a difference for someone, if you're going to be a contribution, which means you have to get out of your own way to make an offer, you need to sell feelings. If you're in Mentor Me Live, there is a feeling of togetherness. There is a feeling of partnership. There is a feeling of belief that you can do it. There is a feeling of what it really looks like to know how to put money in your bank account and be free. There is a feeling of knowing that you can buy whatever you want and not look at a price tag. There's a feeling that goes with that, right? So you sell the feelings that are true when someone has the result with you that you're committed to helping them get. In order to get yourself to show up, you have to change your thoughts because your thoughts control your feelings. Now, feelings control your actions. Feelings control your actions. So some of you guys have been trying to push yourself to show up without realizing that willpower is inconsistent. Willpower is inconsistent even with the top athletes in the world. Why do they have a coach and why do I not coach with someone who doesn't have a coach? Why? Because if Kobe Bryant needed a coach or Lance Armstrong, whether you liked him or not, needed a coach, when they're the best athletes in the world, right? When they're the best athletes in the world, if they need a coach because they were committed to going to their top level all the time. There's a great story of Lance Armstrong and his trainer being able to kick his ass because he gave up his will in cycling. And he got passive in his mind and didn't keep up with his working out. This is for you if you've fallen off your goals. He falls off his goals, he gets complacent, and he's not the best anymore. He hires a trainer, and the trainer is working him out. He actually hires 3 of them, not just one. Talk about obsession. 3 of them. And all 3 are coming in on him. It's hard. He's facing hard. Some of you guys don't like to face hard. Well, you're going to live in comfort. And comfort means that you're going to die with your music still in you, no matter which way you want to cut it. I don't care what author you've read, whatever advice from, you will 100% die with your music still in you. There's a reason why Jesus said you're ready to come follow me and heal people in the world, but you don't want to leave your husband or your wife or your sister or your brother. It means you're not ready, right? When you're ready, you show up all in. When you're ready, you show up all in. You're willing to face blisters on your feet. You guys who do CrossFit, you're willing to face blisters on your hands for a short amount of time, and then you get strong and you can grip and you can do a lot of pull-ups. The same thing is with money. It's a small amount of time where it's really tough. And what happens is thoughts have the lack of comfort, and you say shit like, I'm not ready. And that is such a poor excuse to not step up to your life. And the payment that you're paying for that is so big, I can't even tell you. Because here's what I know about you. You never stop having a conversation in your head that calling, that book, that program, that product, that nonprofit, that, whatever it is, it doesn't ever leave you, does it? It never leaves you, does it? Because God chases you all the way to the grave. And that thing that he wants you to do is called your calling. So I'm going to end on this. You've got and you can go back and binge watch the entire week, okay? But you must control your thoughts or you will never hit the destiny that is on your life, okay? So you don't have to think this way. Even if the people that you live with are not positive, okay? You don't have to think this way. Control your thoughts, it will control your feelings. Even if it's for a short amount of time, you'll get progress. Okay, so even if it's for a short amount of time, you'll get progress. All those little pushes of progress will get you there as long as you don't give up. The feelings will dictate your action. When you feel good, don't go get a glass of wine. Do you get what I'm saying? Some of you guys eat when you're excited. I do. I eat when I'm excited. I'm like, let's go celebrate. Some of you guys do the opposite when you're excited. You like call a bunch of people and talk about it and you disperse the energy. I want you to work. When you feel excited, I want you to work. I want you to sell. I want you to contribute. I want you to go all in. I want you to use that energy to push your calling forward. Stop calling people and talking about it. Stop posting about it. It's crazy to watch people online. I watch all these people patting themselves on the back, right? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just sitting there going, gosh, they haven't really figured out that their feelings are connected to actions. And just feeling good and telling people about it didn't put any more bank money in your bank, right? Yes or no. And so when you feel fired up, I want you to already have the plan in front of you about what you're going to go do, who you're going to go help, and I want you to go all in. No more dispersing the energy, posting on social media, doing a video, no more doing any of that. Go after it and take action. Now, when you've got an overflow of that, then fine, go post all you want. But I want you to get into the habit of massive success. So I'm going to end on this and move over to you guys VIP. So I'm going to turn off the live. So if you're interested in us coaching you for the next 6 months, we will coach you 9 times a month for the next 6 months. We have a live mastermind in Tampa. If you can come to it, you can come to it if there's even still room in it. You get a mastermind with it as well, a 2-day mastermind, which I'm training. And for the next 6 calls, Ash is going to show you how to get massive activity around your money flow. And next month, for the month of December, which is perfect timing, he's going to show you how to increase your conversions, right? How do you actually increase your conversions? So we have a cartoonist who, I can't remember what she was making, but she was charging $300 for a day to do a cartoon. And she just sold her first product at $10,000. $300 to $10,000. Okay. We have another woman that I could go on forever. I can't give you income claims, but like I wouldn't have known how to do the $300 a day cartoon artist to 10,000, but Ash does. So he's going to take you guys, show you how to increase your activity of more people coming in. And then he's going to show you how to convert higher in the month of December. So you got 6 calls a month like that. I will show you how to build email lists, text message lists, buyers lists, all of that at the end of November 28th, 29th, and 30th. It's all on joinmentormelive.com. I'm going to give you a 20-minute bonus. That means if you jump in the next 20 minutes, my husband will do a private session for a group of people, a private session where he will show you how to write a script, a sales script that will work for your culture. How many of you guys know you're different than me? Right? Like, how many of you guys know that you're different than other mentors that you watch online? Like, there's a culture to you, right? Like, there's a uniqueness to you. And your uniqueness needs to be, when you sell something, it needs to be within your culture. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing worse than trying to pretend or try and be somebody else. If you're not like, hi, like I am, then you would be ridiculous to actually operate like that. If you're a lot more serious, there's a culture, but culture comes down to values. The challenges that I've figured out is a lot of people don't know what they want. They don't know what their values are, and they don't know how to articulate it. Your sales script needs to be connected to your values. This is very, very unique. It is, I've not seen anybody teach this on the market before. So not only in joinmentormelive.com will we coach you for 6 months, 9 calls a month. We'll teach you mentor calls, which I lead, Ash leads. We'll also teach you 6 sales trainings in a month, where he's got a great plan over the next 2 months. If you want to come to Tampa and meet me in person, we have a 2-day mastermind in Tampa, November 17th and 18th, Tampa, Florida. If you can't make it, we'll give you all the recordings, right? In addition, in the next 20 minutes or 18 minutes, in the next 18 minutes, if you jump into joinmentormelive.com, Ash will do a 2-hour training on your sales script. Okay, this is not available currently in Mentor Me Live. We've never trained this like this. He's going to train it for the first time to a group of people. It's what we do inside of our scripts. It's what we've learned over the last 10 years of hiring sales experts to come build our company and build our sales teams. If the culture doesn't fit, the sales don't happen. There's a line of authority that comes through you. And you got to stop giving away your power to your thoughts or your power to your mentors. We want to put the power back in your business, the power back in you, so that you stay turned on, whether you stay with us in Mentor Me Live or not, that your power stays turned on and you make a big difference in the world. Our mission is about putting money back into the homes of entrepreneurs and moving you from middle class to high class. Middle class to the better neighborhoods, middle class to the better dining room tables, that the thoughts are on transforming the world. That's what we're up to in Hardcore. Not just making you money, but making you money so you can transform the world. So you got 17 minutes left on that. And here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to close up this live. VIP, you've been very patient. I'm going to jump onto a Zoom with just VIP, close out some questions with them. And I guess I just want to say, have a great weekend. Practice changing your thoughts. And who remembers the homework that I gave you today? I want you to go sell somebody on the feelings that they want for the result that they want. And if you're in business, I would like you to make an offer today. And I would love to see our pages lit up in our Coach Yourself to Success Facebook group of people making money today. All right, you guys, I'll see you Monday morning. This offer is available for today. All right, I'll talk to you soon.